Yeah, at 2. Yeah. This is what else? A math game. I need to like come like the master myself.
Right. So, let's- so using concepts such as counting, one-to-one, correspondence, pattern. Okay. So, have you had any ideas about?
Some of it, before when I was thinking of what I was trying to do, maybe like kind of like a board game. Yeah, a board game with those math, um, concepts.
Right. So, let's see. So when you say a board game, like what do you want them to do on the board?
I'm not like when I first so called think like about like maybe a board game kind of like similar to Monopoly, but like I think that might be too much for them. One of my classmates they did a board game kind of idea thing. They so called have what they did was like a mother grew a duck, and to get to the mother duck, they were like doing addition and subtraction all the way to the end, which is the end was the mother duck.
Mhm. Okay.
Something like that. That's
Yeah.
what she did.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess you could always create like another goal to get to, right? Instead of the mother duck. And do you want to do that like where it's they have to do addition and subtraction along the way? Or
Not what the my classmates did. They did ask the little players to roll a dice to like move the little duck and then pick up a card. If their little that little square is that color, then they pick up that colored card. Yeah. And then some of my classmates they did bingo and they use additions and stuff for that.
right. Okay. So let's see. What's a way that you could do that? So when it says 1-to-1, does that just mean like matching?
That one is so called. What this said is this.
So maybe if you have this is just an example. Like if you had like barnyard animals, like a cow, a goat, chicken, like the cow represents 1, and then the goat represents 2, the chicken is 3. But if you have 2 cows, that's 1 and 1, so that's 2. But if you have 2 goats, that's 2 and 2, so then you have 4. So maybe something like that. Um, like if you had like little cutouts or something, and then on the board it said like I need 6 goats. So then they pull 3 because it's like the number on the goat head is 2 or something like that.
Yeah, the way my classmates did their games, it seems like it was very simple, kind of like a. There's not really. Some of them didn't seem like really a game. For theirs, some was like just has some flashcards, and then they just count how many of that little flashcard, and that was what they did.
Right.
They were simple.
Can we go back to the instructions? Okay. So I guess it needs to be easy enough though to where, in theory, a child could play it without a teacher,
Yeah.
right?
I can choose whatever.
So,
And my classmate mainly chose preschool or kindergarten for this.
so what? Oh, so you mean like
For the grade level for the game.
okay,
Either preschool or kindergarten.
Okay.
That's what they chose
okay.
for the game.
So then,
So it's not that hard, but not that easy.
let's see. So, are we saying yes to the board game idea, or?
I think kind of, yeah, that's what I had in mind first, but I wasn't really sure how, if I were to do the board game kind of idea, like how I set it up is the main thing.
Right. So then maybe if we come up with like, let's see. So the age range is preschool.
Either preschool or kindergarten.
Okay. So we know that. We know like what it's in theory gonna kind of look like. Let's see. The name of the game. Do you have any ideas? for
I
that.
met
So
my classmates. The names they chose were very simple for the names. Very simple.
okay. So then, is this the only part that you need to come up with right now?
Yeah, so called after I had an idea of what game, I need to find a concept for it. And then from the concept, I start to do the part.
Right. So out of these, then, what one do you want to use the most?
I'm not so called if I were to so called do those like little addition stuff, I'm not really sure which one would it be from the because this one is like if you see like two little dots, you know it's two and stuff like that. That's what this little one is here.
So if it's pre-K to kindergarten, maybe let's see. I feel like counting is definitely like good for that age range, right?
Yeah.
Or even like, is this maybe another way to say like matching?
I can go to this slide. This is what it looks like.
So maybe if you use like the board game idea and each one has like, let's say, obviously it doesn't have to be like that specifically, but if you have the number, then they have to put like however many, like if it's 4, they have to put 4 of that thing on the board or something like that. Yeah. Maybe that's an idea. Hmm. Can we go back to the gardens?
Yes.
So well, how about we brainstorm? What are some ideas that you think you could use as a game with any of those?
I when I was in the classroom, we so-called played games before, like we bring our own. I did something similar to how my classmates did with the card of rolling the dice and then picking up the card. That one is kind of what I had in mind, kind of what to do.
Right.
Yeah, it was mainly just to try to get to the end and then solving those little problems.
Okay. So you do or you don't want to use that idea?
I think something similar but different in some way. Like,
Okay.
to get to there.
So I'm trying to think of another way that you could do.
Because I think it seems like with the picking up the flashcards and stuff and then solving it, it might be a little bit hard, but at the same time it can be easy if like the kids don't really know how to solve the addition.
Right. So then what if they just had like, let's say they roll the dice but then on each blanket has a number, and maybe they have like at the beginning, you give them like a certain amount of like forget what they're called, like just little toys. And then when they land on a number, they have to put that many away, and the goal is to like get rid of all the toys or something. I don't know. Just
Oh, okay. Maybe. Because I also would need to create what I'm trying to get from this game too. And then the standard part I can just search for it to match what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, it's mainly to what I want to like in the game. It's the part, the hard part.
Right. I can't think of a question. So maybe maybe if while I'm gone, you can come up with a couple of ideas, and then I'll be back in like a few minutes, just to give you some brainstorm. Okay, I will be right back.
Somewhere yours. Yes. It's fine. It's. I was. What was it about? History of North Korean theme parks. Oh, interesting. Some fun. So back as far as the 70s. Oh, wow. No, those are a couple of water parks. You were there. Did you were there, recreation for all? runs out of movies, but it's like the lamp and everything. Abandoned, yeah. But think of what green. And because, you know, I can't tell. Unless, by the quality of the film that's showing. The film real is showing. Unless, that was like, you can't tell 70, 80, 90, and it's just like it's frozen inside.
Like, if you look at this stuff, like, it's pictures of the movie wants what we create.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, South Korea, like,
China.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's-
super. Yeah, just like, okay, you know about the tower too.
You were talking about the hotel.
Yeah,
Even though it looks like a ziggurat.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's abandoned, there's nothing there.
Not completely back, we did finish the outer.
Yeah, but there's nobody inside.
Yeah, the top,
mean-
no, there is somebody inside. It's not the entire like, how like something is LED.
Yeah, but you gotta understand.
True.
Yeah, you gotta understand. This is why we look at the unified, and they got slogans outside. So I would walk into like a big slogan on like the integrated roller coaster, like 8 cents to Marshall, Kim Daniel, get out for this. Literally, right, written, they have one, you can practically, like 7. And that's
I'm looking at these little board game-ish thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way they describe and look it up, it's kind of, I don't understand it that well.
Okay.
They are like so-called getting to the end. That's, and then there's a bug one. There's the adding to 12 for the.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Maybe do something similar to this,
Mm-hmm.
but like I think.
So, 12. So, how do they say to play this one?
Yeah.
I think they're just mainly the kind of rolling the dice
Mm-hmm.
and then moving the little bugs for it. That's what I thought to see.
Okay.
Yeah. That 12 they use 2 dice. The 6 they use 1 dice.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do this kind of like path sort of thing?
Something like that, maybe. Maybe like how they have adding to 6, maybe add to 6 too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how would I so-called set it up. to so get from the beginning to the end of it, but with that idea
Okay.
of counting to six,
Okay.
or like maybe adding to six or something.
Okay.
Walking flag, shiny shells.
So then, let's see. Adding to 6. Like, as in, so if they roll the dice, let's say they get like a 5. So they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then they would add that number to 6. Is that what that means?
I think what they meant was so-called they were trying to see because the other one it was to 12. Uh,
They say that the guy will say, want to know what the rights of something is.
yeah. Here's about that. So for the adding up of the two dice, that's how they're so-called the adding for this.
Oh, okay.
There was the two dice they were adding for it.
So then, so we're saying 12 is too high.
Not. I think 12. They can count to 12. I think they're able to. Yeah. But I think like if they counted to 12, it might be the game would be ended pretty fast if they did it like that with the two
Right.
dice.
Yeah. So then, let's see. Let's say they just had one die. So then that would be up to 6.
Maybe like so they roll it and then there's a number they land on and then they somehow have to add it to like a 6. Then just,
Yeah. Or even, let's see. Maybe what they could do, let's say they roll it, and let's say they get like a 3. And then they get to space 3, and then they have to add 3 plus whatever the number is on it.
but they don't move.
Right.
They just count how many, what number.
Yeah. And then like once they finish the answer, the next person or the next kid can roll the dice and do the same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's easy enough for that age range, or even like hard enough for that age range. I think that works.
Just the count, like the counting of it. Would that many little space be okay, you think, for the game? Like how many they have?
I think so. I probably wouldn't do any more than that, right? For kids that little.
Making sure that money is free at the people. They do the whole thing. Giving money.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
I think that could work.
Then would each little space be a number
I think
to
so.
make it 6?
Yeah.
What if they so-called rolled a 6? What would?
Yeah, they would like $1 million.
Well, 6 plus 0 is still 6.
Um,
I don't know.
Because I think that if they rolled a 6, they're already moving 6 little space, and then if they add another 6 or something, it'll be 12 or something.
Right. I mean, I think that still works. Right?
Should they roll again kind of idea or something?
If you want to, sure.
So the numbers, what numbers, like when I write to 6 or have a 0 to 6, those numbers?
I think maybe 0 to 6, right? Like,
That's why.
I'm trying to think. Sorry. I mean, if you just have random numbers like that, I think it still works.
It's not those like 10, 11, 12.
Right, right. I would keep it under 10, probably, to keep it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and they give Russia North Korean soldiers.
But we still have some of those numbers here, but like maybe if it's to already close to 6 minus to make it 6 or something.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
They
So it's just rolling the dice, and then they have little pieces for them to move.
Mm-hmm.
It can be played by 2 to 4 players, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So would I make the numbers to 10 then if I was to?
If you're subtracting as well,
I can do right for the 10.
I mean, I assume so, yeah.
Just not maybe the 12 or so.
Right. Right.
We're scared.
Yeah, maybe like that. So like some of these numbers might maybe not have the 12 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Still maybe have the 10. And then it'll be adding and subtracting to like 6.
Right. So,
And then they have little pieces. Then what do you know kind of like what kind of goal am I trying to do from that since they're adding and subtracting 6?
maybe let's go back to the instructions.
Would it be counting or?
I think so. Yeah. I believe so.
I can use more than one. It's be counting.
Well, I mean, it's counting addition and subtraction.
Mm-hmm,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I think you could use those as your concepts.
Mm. Because okay, and then I think I kind of got well, because the professor also mentioned I might need a write up for it. It seems like I'm not sure that my classmates also do a write up because they presented a PowerPoint of it
Right.
because it's here.
Well, if you use a PowerPoint, it looks like you just don't have to do a write-up, right?
Okay. So the PowerPoint is kind of like the paper.
Yeah, as long as you include all your information.
Yeah, that is nice here. But I think it's that. Okay.
Yeah. You like that. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, it's like, yes. Or I doubt six or something.
Then you have the part about answering why they should play it.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just said they're just adding and subtracting?
Right. Yeah.
No. Motorola E6.
Like it would be your goals about it. Like why they should play it should be the goal of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it'll be the adding and subtracting steps with throwing the dice.
Mm-hmm.
I think for this then it's mainly would be the standards and what objectives I'm trying to get them to do.
So it sounds like you've got an idea of what you want to do.
Yeah, I just need to maybe start making the things and
Mhm.
stuff, and
Yeah.
then find the standard
Mm-hmm.
for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then make this type of everything
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
And I think the materials will be the dice, the little so-called board game, and maybe some little pieces for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. So like three little material ish for it.
Right. Sounds good.
So it mainly will be like the counting for it, and then the addition and subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I got. I just need to make it
Right.
and then find the standard and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then as long as it looks like as long as you include all this information in the PowerPoint, then you, like the write-up is just your visual display, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So part of it, I need to play is the game or like a video of the little game. Is part of it too.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I think I got a better idea of what I would do for this now.
Okay. So I guess the main idea that you have now, you just have to come up with like a theme, like what it actually looks like.
Yeah, and then those standards and objectives is part of what I would need to come up with too for
Mhm.
this. the standards, I think it would be easy to find since it'd be on the internet. But the objective part is, I think, what I struggle a little bit is to write what I'm trying to get them to learn
Right.
from it.
I mean, it sounds like what your objective for them is to learn how to effectively add and subtract. Right.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like mastering their skills in addition and subtraction
Okay.
or something like that. I mean, that's just what it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, yeah,
like.
yeah, 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 yeah. I think for this, I can have one or two objectives from like the standards.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I think it's mainly the adding and subtracting.
Mhm.
That's really, yeah, it's mainly that.
I mean, it sounds like a plan. Now you just gotta
Yeah, just
execute.
yes, yes. I think the first thing would be create the little board first, and then finish those other steps.
Mhm. Yeah.
It would be that for this.
Mhm.
And then so for the presentation part, it's I can do a PowerPoint of
Mhm.
this, and then make sure I have everything included in there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm okay now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions about it?
I think not right now about it. It's, I think when I make the PowerPoint, I might struggle with, even though I will have the stuff
Mm-hmm.
for it, yeah, put it into the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
that part.
Well, you can always book another appointment and
Mhm.
work on actually organizing.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be the next part after I type everything
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah.
For, yeah. Yeah, the PowerPoint would be the next part I would struggle with in some way
Yeah.
for it
Mm-hmm.
to make sure it's following all the stuff in the guideline and the rubric for it.
Well, I mean, I would definitely say then once you have like your ideas written
Mhm.
and just come back in and work on actually putting it into the PowerPoint.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good for now.
And then, so we wrap.
Um, you help me get a better idea of what I would make for the math game.
Mm-hmm.
And like what concept I'm gonna use for the math game. And this is for the 355, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So how does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay. So go.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.